Alright guys, I am back in LA and you already know what that means, which means I'm going to be working on the FC again. So have a couple plans for it this time while I'm here. I'm going to be doing the hydro. We're going to see if we can try to do the 6-point cage. If not, because I know that is a lot of work, taking the dash out and mocking all the bars up and sizing everything up and notching him. So it does take a while. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that and the hydro all in 1 week. So we're gonna go ahead and just for now, since I already started on the hydro base plate, full base plate just shaved off, and get as much rust as possible off, and then mount the hydro and then get the lines pretty much made from G&J, which is a local store that has all the fittings, lines, you name it. So that's kind of the plan for the FC while I'm here. I have all my parts here literally just on the passenger side, so I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much just open it all up and see what I got. Alright guys, so I got the base plate on. This is a very temporary setup. Pretty much just wanted to see how it looks, where the placement is, especially because I'm still gonna have the chair right here. But just to mount it up, mock it up, see how it looks. I'm gonna slap the hydro on, but I think as far as design wise, physical design, I might just make a little curvature. So kind of just make a almost looks like a dyno graph kind of deal, starting here and just curving out like that. Only reason because all this is not being used. This is all just empty space. So it will hold, the hydro will hold, but it's just to see how everything is with the lines when I make them and everything. But making progress, looks good so far. Chase base installed, or at least temporarily installed. It's a pretty good placement. I'll show you guys how it looks on the driver's seat. Definitely reachable. So for tomorrow, since today's Monday, I will start to measure the lines and make the lines for it. That's how it looks with the hydro. So pretty much my reach is like this. Not bad at all. Pretty good within range. I like it. Looks good. Not too far or nothing. I also got this. As little as this mod is, I finally got a side mirror on it. I'm really happy because for the longest time, I don't know if you guys remember in my previous vlogs, but it was just a side mirror and no mirror, or just a side mirror housing and no mirrors. So really nice to have it. It was only 20 bucks. Can finally see all the drifters around me. So alright, back to my usual routine of starting this car. Brake cleaner, manifold, spray, starts. Just like that. Put the battery on. Alright guys, so what we got here is a Villains Drift dual rear caliper bracket. So I installed this actually yesterday. I'm in the process of doing the driver's side right now, but unfortunately I do not have another caliper as of right now. I think I might be getting one later today, just depending on the customer that I'm buying it from. But more or less, I mean, it looks like this. Just with this hole right here is where this guy is gonna be at. So it'll look something like this, and then the caliper will look like that. So it's like joining the two. So it looks pretty good. I got the lines already. I'm gonna start setting that up later on. So probably gonna mount it somewhere from obviously where the hydro is, and then gonna wrap it around the trans tunnel inside the car, and then probably drill somewhere down to have the line feed off. And then there's a T-fitting that's gonna go both from the passenger side and driver side. So far so good. The bottom though, how it's being held, instead of being like a long arm bracket like this, it's just this guy here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's this piece. So it's literally just like this cylindrical tube, and on the bottom is being held on by this bolt. So really simple Villain's Drift bracket kit that they sell. It's actually really easy to install. It's just finding out what goes where in the beginning. But yeah, I already got the pads for this caliper, so I'm gonna slap that on once I get the lines. And the only thing that kind of sucks is the fitment of this bracket. You kind of have to shave down part of the knuckle, and you see where it's like kind of like flatter here compared to this is how it was before. So I had to shave down with a flappy disc, and the only reason why is because when you're putting a bolt through, it won't line up with this hole, because this was like this was sticking out too much. So that's why I had to shave it down to give that clearance to have the bolt go through. So otherwise it's a pretty easy install. There was a heat shield here, obviously I had to take that out. I don't really care for that, but yeah, pretty easy install. All right guys, I got the caliper on. It looks good. Got the line routed, so pretty much is running all the way towards the subframe and right underneath. Pretty much had to drill a hole, so where that leads is right here. So there's a line coming out, teeing off, and then another line is gonna go down to that side for the driver's side. So it's looking good. Actually a really easy setup, independent reservoir with slave. So should be good for today. I'm gonna test it out tomorrow, try the brakes out, see if it locks really well, and go from there. Making good progress. I was able to get a driver's side caliper. It's a little old, as you can see. It looks kind of rusty. I just need to really wire wheel it out, and that's fine. Came in clutch, so got the caliper on, got the hawk pads on, got the driver's side of line on, and as you can see right there, running to the bottom of the car. So as far as setting up lines, it all looks good. The only issue I'm having right now is trying to bleed the brakes for this guy. So the only issue, and don't mind the color of that, that's just like all the gunk that's been flushing back, but the only issue I'm having is it's not building pressure. So it makes me to believe either the Wilwood slave is defected from chase base, or I have to pump this guy literally the whole day just to bleed the brakes, because there's no air anymore as I'm, you know, opening it from the bleeder valve on the caliper here, this guy, and on the bottom as well. So, you know, doing the whole normal bleeding procedure, pretty much there's no more air in the lines. So I'm really confused as to why it's not building pressure. The only thing that leads me to believe is that this is stiff now. This doesn't retract anymore. So it's, I feel like there is pressure, but there isn't at the same time. It's weird. Because this guy, if you see me like pumping it right now,
you'll see the reservoir right here like going down. The liquid goes down. And it's getting slightly stiffer, but as soon as I let go, liquid goes back up and it's not even pressurized anymore. Like, it feels soft again. So I don't really know what's going on. Unless you guys know what's going on, please let me know and comment down below. But that's the only issue I'm having right now. I'm afraid that's all I can do for this trip and for today. But so far, this trip was purely just to focus on the hydro, which I would say it's about 90 to 95% done. And that's all I need to do is just get it bled and get pressure, and that's it. Hydro works. As far as the cage goes, so we still left off on the 4-point cage. We didn't really touch anything from there, just because there really wasn't much time to do any of the cage work at all. But 4-point cage itself is done, so if I really wanted to just leave it as is, I would just have it pretty much TIG welded right there on the base plates, both that and like the strut bar base plate. So I'm debating if I should just leave it as that, or the next time I come in to get the whole like hoop around the roof and to get the 6-point done. Still debating on that since I do have the bars, but that's just something on the side that I have an option for. But otherwise, guys, she's looking good. She's really come together. I'm really happy with the progress of this car. Alright guys, well that's pretty much it. I'm gonna call it from here. I'm just gonna enjoy the weekend camping and hanging out with friends and just kind of take a break from working on the car this whole week. So we've been at it for a good amount of time, and we made a lot of progress. So I'm actually happy with all that's been happening this week on the car, and pretty much the full hydro setup is done, minus just bleeding the brakes for the hydro. So again, I don't know what's going on with it, but I contacted Chase Base to see what they say, and maybe the part's defected. I'm not really sure. Unless you guys have an idea of what's going on, please just let me know and comment down below in the video. But otherwise, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys later back in NorCal and keep you guys updated as always. See ya.